Hey everyone, D-Dub Squizzy here. Welcome back to Shadows of Undrentide. So we're carrying on into the next chapter. So this chapter takes place entirely in the Anarok Desert. They have their little conversation about taking watch. You can talk to her about some basic stuff, but it doesn't last long. Very quickly you find yourselves under attack by a small army of stingers, which are like scorpion centaurs, pretty much. Deacon is here, along with Xanos and what's her name from the first chapter. Okay. So you can get the venom glands from a few of them. They're worth some decent money. So the stingers came up from the tunnels they have under the desert, and they abducted our guide, Zidon. Without whom no one can get across this desert. Come on, dude, get fully healed already. There we go. So there's a number of holes. I think there's 3 entrances to their tunnels, but you have to go in and rescue him. You can now pick up Deacon as a bard, and you can carry him around, but, you know, he's a kobold and a bard, so his usefulness is very suspect anyway. I know you can speak to the fortune teller, but I don't know if you get any XP for it anymore.
It is a pleasure to speak.
Alright, and she's got the divining pool, so if you drop anything important, that's where you can grab it. Now, the stingers are frankly more annoying than dangerous. They have these archers that'll keep backing up as you get closer to them. It's extremely enraging. I've never actually failed that dexterity check. I'm not sure how bad you'd have to be at dexterity to fail it, because I'm pretty bad. I made it anyway. Alright, so 3 of these tunnels get you back up to the caravan. This one here brings you further into the tunnels. I don't think I'll actually need them. But it's better to have them and not need them than to need them and not have them. So it's mostly just stingers down here. In the Temple of Latona they've got set up, they have some ghouls guarding it, and that's down at the base. That's why they captured Zidon, is they want to sacrifice him to Latona. And they have a manticore that they'll try to lure you into a fight with. Other than that, they have some guards, some officers, and then just a bunch of regular enemies. So those archers there, they will dig away if you get near them, so it's best to take them out from a distance. Hammer of the Gods should hurt them effectively. Going into the center of the room will cause more of them to come storming out and attack you. Yeah, like that. You want to kill those archers early, because they have poison arrows on them, and poison arrows are worth a lot of money. It'll also keep them from perpetually running away from you. Okay, so there's lots of random loot throughout the place. I don't think there's a ton that is like super valuable all on its own. But there is a decent amount of actual valuable stuff. Usually not in these side rooms. These have more basic supplies. They have like their big treasure room though. A pretty nice halberd on one of their officers. They have a lot of stacks of 45 of basic ammo for some reason. Like that's a common thing in these tunnels. See what I mean? So I think we might complete this and then the next portion of this chapter in this episode. Because I don't think these caves take too terribly long. The other ones take a little longer, but I should be able to get through them in a timely manner anyway. I don't seem to be getting great cleaves very consistently on these guys. Turns out I don't need them. But they're always more convenient. I believe Catriona will take traps as well, so I can pick those up. Right, there'll be a couple more archers ahead, or maybe it's just the one archer, actually. He's kind of stronger than the last one. Yeah, it's just one. Ooh, that couldn't feel good. Still alive. If he is, he's got like 1 hit point left, yeah. He would flee behind this room, you'd be prompted to run into the doors after him, and then the doors would both close shut and you'd have to fight a manticore. That's their plan. I'll kill the manticore, but I'm exploring around it first. Both of these paths, like the first one here and then this one over here, will lead down to the same place. I'll be going down both routes. I think there's one more archer down here somewhere. Not far from here, probably. Yeah, right there. Okay, so let's go up through this tunnel. I think there are some more stingers in here. Okay, we'll go fight the manticore now. Apparently this is supposed to be extremely intimidating. I think even at, like, mid-levels, manticores aren't very threatening. No, actually, I guess their spines can hit kind of hard. Let's take the diamond off his... Whoa, off his body. This is some half plate plus 1 on the ground. Ooh, what's this? Oh, cool. And I think both these doors remain locked as well. Yeah, so you gotta break your way out even if you kill it. I want to know how these things manage to capture a manticore. I definitely disable traps in this room. This is their treasure room. And inside, if you can't disable the traps, make sure you immediately target the statue. It's what shoots the things that the traps are connected to. That's a nice amulet. A room of Iraq's armor. This is the Flail of Jurgle, I believe. Oh no, this is Reaver. Acid weapon? Cold weapon. Okay, now it's just the last of the Stinger defenses against the end of the level. They've got a officer down here. Let me just try to antagonize the whole group of them so I can take them all out at once. So I believe he's got the halberd Telona's strike on him, which is like an acid halberd. Yeah. It's a nice weapon. Alright, so this is their temple level. They have 2 more officers here. There's some more traps on the ground, also connected to those statues. I always destroy the statues on a matter of principle. And then their temple is right through here. So you just have to, if you kill the High Priest and then shatter that altar, all of the ghouls die. And I think that'll kill them, but he'll keep resurrecting them. And he's using Zidon to channel it. Alright, you just kill the High Priest. And then break the altar. Bam. And you can't loot them, because I think he'll keep resurrecting them if the fight wears on for too long. Alright, so he'll follow you out now. They left a portal right here that'll bring you out to the most shallow of their tunnels. Wretched creature stingers. Alright, now we can just take any of the boulders and leave. Is he moving as fast as I am? Okay, so now we have arrived at the Oasis of the Green Palm. The crisis this time is that we're running low on water. There's an oasis here, run by Bedine tribesmen. The Bedine are like they're like the Uthgard, basically, of the Anarok Desert. So a bunch of different tribes who are all kind of the same society, but each one is slightly different. The ones out here are worshippers of Lathander, but they've apparently had run-ins with the caravan in the past, and so they don't like her. She wants to send me instead, who will probably have a little more success talking to them. However, it's not as simple as it sounds, just walking in and getting water, right? Wrong. The Bedine are under attack by an ancient enemy of theirs. A mummy named Kel-Garas. who was a priest of Jurgle in, like, the Netherese Empire, which is thousands of years ago. The dude was beaten and driven back to his cave a long time ago. And basically bound in there, but he keeps on sending his armies out, and recently it's gotten a lot worse. I don't remember exactly why, but I think something changed that worsened the entire situation. And so they're under attack by zombies. And you, of course, have to go in and help them. Alright. So, basically, the only way to kill Kel-Garas is to get a rod that he has placed his soul within that is in his tomb somewhere, and then put that on the altar in Lathander's temple, which the Badin have set up out here. Oh, right, all my stuff wore off. I forgot about that. Now, this tunnel, or this little cave here, is a place, an ancient ancestor of the Badin tribesman's leader had a weapon called the Desert's Fury that would wipe out undead. And it was buried here with one of them, and then, like, some atrocity was committed by one of that dude's other ancestors in between the dude who made the weapon and the guy who's currently here. And so his line was forbidden from ever using the weapon again. But if I can figure out how to get it, he said I'm free to take it. So what you do is you look at that, all the gargoyles come to life and will attack you. Once you kill them, you just have to solve a puzzle. Okay, they're not going to attack, they're just all red now. You have to solve a puzzle, and, there they go. Then you can get the weapon out of the sarcophagus there, because right now it's locked. Even if you don't want to use the weapon, you'll want to break it, or you'll want to get to it, because it's worth some XP and, of course, some money. Alright, now the puzzle appears. So to solve the puzzle, you gotta get the 7 rune stones, and then put them in a pattern of 8 on the board there. Now that might sound confusing, 8 of them, but it's actually, it's pretty simple. So when you press step on one, see it disappears, then you move, and it comes back. You have to put them on in the symbol like what's on the flag, so an X from one diagonal to the other. And then when you set the rune stones down, they stay there. So 4 in the middle, 1 on each corner. It's just the setup of it. These things are heavy, by the way, so if you're not super strong, you'll probably have to slog around the place in them. Right, so you put 7 down, then you stand on the last one. Bam. 200 XP, and it's opened. This weapon will change depending on what you use. It has a limited number of what it will change into, but I've had it be a quarterstaff before instead of a Morningstar, though this is what it normally is. So it deals an extra 1d8 fire damage against undead. So I think I should probably use that instead of what I have. At least while I'm out here. It's just 1d8, so it doesn't make a big difference, but hey, it's fun. And while there's always undead to kill, I don't need an extra little boost, so I'll probably sell it afterwards. We'll clear the rest of the zombies out of their home, because I'm a nice guy like that. You definitely want to kill all these guys now as well, because if you wait until later, once you bring down Kel-Garas, they all collapse. And you won't get the XP for them. Let's see if I can get them all into a big pile, and then blast them with the fury of the sun. Well, that wasn't as magnificent as I would have liked it to be. I thought that was supposed to be like an anti-undead blast. It's kind of disappointing. The undead take 1d6 points of divine damage per caster level, so how did the zombies survive it? That's the altar you have to put the rod on after you take it. Holy water there can be used to like damage some undead a little bit. You can throw it like a grenade. Which I suppose is probably useful for some characters. Alright, so Kel-Garas' tomb is located this way. He's got more zombies guarding the way. That's just Kel-Garas trying to intimidate you. So he can't leave the tomb because he'll be immediately struck down by a higher power if he attempts to. While he's inside the tomb, he's guarded, though, because I think Jurgil's power still sustains him. Jurgil's like the ancient Netherese god of death, who has since kind of, I believe, given his job over to, like, 3 other gods. He, like, split his portfolio among them. For anyone that doesn't know, a portfolio, when in reference to Faerunian gods, means the domains that those gods rule over, as stated by Ao or other gods that promoted them to godhood. Alright, so you'll find these statues of Kel-Garas right off the bat. Although they're just supposed to be statues, they look like people, so attacking them gets you some XP. I think these runic pillars tell some stories about him or something, but I never paid attention to them. Or I did once, but no more. These things will shoot lightning bolts at you. They, too, give you experience when you destroy them. There's secret doors on both of these little hallways that can take you up behind, because there's skeleton archers lining the walkways that'll shoot at you. Whoa. Oh yeah, I did put everything up. I wasn't sure if that turn would actually hit all of them like that. That was pretty cool. So this over here is the tomb of the 4 underpriests who worked with Kel-Garas. They have all become mummies. They're not as strong as he is. And yeah, if you come here at the level you're supposed to be, Kel-Garas is actually quite powerful. So they're trapped and stuff. I don't think any of them are locked, and each one you loot will conjure up a mummy. I prefer to take all the mummies out in one fell swoop. A monk's belt. And the easiest way to do that is to conjure them all up and then turn them. Come on, get out of the way. Yeah, or don't. Gloves the long death plus 3. Those are pretty nice, right? Oh, only 2 extra cold damage. They're not awesome, but they're okay. Those are the ones Grimnaw uses. Yellow Rose are the weakest. Long Death are meh. The Hidden Fist are the ones you want. Those things are awesome. Oh, that even killed the Zombie Lord. I expected him to survive that at least. Unlike most zombies encountered throughout the games, the one in this tomb can or the ones in this tomb can actually drop some stuff. Now this is the, find traps several times a day. That's actually a pretty nice item. So I think we'll encounter Kel-Garas the first time through here. Yeah, these Minotaur statues will like spray poison onto the area, or disease. Kel-Garas appears to throw some weaker spells at you, then he flees once you hit him. You cannot destroy the Minotaur statues. This way is blocked by boulders. If you're a paladin, it will open up to reveal a chamber where you can get a Holy Avenger sword, which is awesome. Now there is a secret door here I want to find, because there's a whole area. Unlike the other secret doors that just kind of made it so you didn't have to go through the skeleton archers, this reveals a whole hidden area. There it is. So you have to go through that fireball hallway if you don't find this thing. This lets you circumvent it, and it's also got its own little retinue of skeletons. I assume all of them will be dropping knuckles. Oh yeah. Curse my obsessive-compulsive nature. I'm actually not obsessive-compulsive. I just like looting. Oh, I could just hit them all with a circle of healing, now that I think about it. That'd kill them all too, wouldn't it? Okay, helmet back on. Activate search mode, and then just waltz around till you find the other door. Because getting through the fireball hallway, while not super difficult, it seems like it doesn't make a lot of sense when you're going around it. I think it's right over here. I don't know where the door on this side is. It's somewhere along this top hallway. Okay, let's get rid of the detect. I didn't need it last time. I shouldn't need it this time either. See, this is why I don't plan on systematically finding every single hidden door in all of these games, is because it's totally based on chance, and it just takes ages to do. Don't make things this inconvenient. Okay. Yeah, screw it. I don't have the patience for it. I'll just go through the fireballs. I've already reached the hidden area. Or not, the fireballs have stopped. That's weird. The secret door would just deposit you in this room anyway. Kel-Garas will appear again. He'll conjure up all of his skeletons. I'll just force him to run. Okay, so let's antagonize all of them. Come on, guys. And then, yeah, all together now. Now we'll try it with a sunburst. I think that took them all out. And the blindness shouldn't last for too long. think there's a number of traps on the chests in here. You saw me trip several slow traps in the room itself. I kind of glossed over that little Holy Avenger area. Because I can't get into it, of course, unless you're a paladin. It doesn't open for you. But to tell you the truth, I myself have never personally gone in there and done that. I just know that's what it is. I don't know if... I think you have to, like, fight through some slightly tougher enemy. Or something like that. But it's kind of crazy that it's there at all. Because the Holy Avenger is a +5, like, paladin super weapon. If you came in here at the level you're supposed to be and found that thing, it's a game changer. Alright, this is the Blackguard room. There's a skeletal Blackguard with his little army guarding this one. Oh wow, these guys didn't die. Just for fun. Hehe. Now you can get his armor and his helmet. Immunity to mind effect. Oh no, improve saving throws to mind effect. The armor can only be worn by Blackguards, though. And it's kind of a useless class to become. I've never played a Blackguard. I don't plan on ever playing a Blackguard. But if it were the kind of Blackguard that you can play in, say, Baldur's Gate Enhanced Edition, where it's just an evil paladin, basically, or paladin of an evil god, no problem with that. Like a Dark Knight. But it's more of just a roguish fighter, honestly. Alright, this takes you down into Kel-Garas' lair. So there's a bunch of specters around the upper portion of this first area. There's just one right here, but there's a bunch more at the back. I can only make them run. Oh no, they died. Not all of them, because apparently they're higher level than some of the other stuff I've been killing down here. But they definitely died from that turn. This here is an altar to Jurgle. Do not attack it, do not pray to it unless you're evil, because it'll give you evil points to pray to it. But definitely don't attack it, because it'll curse you just like the Elven one would have in the first chapter. And then this here is a statue of Jurgle with rubies in its eyes, and when you try to take the rubies out, you fall down, and the statue attacks you. Destroying the statue collapses it into rubble, and in the rubble you can find the rubies. Alright, so you got 2 ways to go. Both of them lead down identical hallways that you must get through to reach Kel-Garas' lair. And there's a secret door right here that will bypass them and take you right to Kel-Garas. I always go down both routes, though, because there's XP to be gotten. And you got more gargoyle statues to destroy, and then rooms of other statues. So there's a bunch of traps in the middle of this that will cause these humanoid statues to fire at you. Like that. They have engaged in combat. I didn't even know they could do that. I've never seen them do that. Whoa! What the? I don't know what they just did. Petrified. I don't know. That's weird. These two should not be firing at me. Generally, when you attack them, they'll move like they're trying to fight you, because they're technically characters. But then they immediately freeze again. I have never seen them just engage in combat. Alright, and then that tunnel takes you right down to Kel-Garas. So let's go the other way. I'll destroy the other pile of statues. then I can run in and whump him. It could be because I disabled the traps that they were able to keep attacking me. I must have hit these ones with my first spell. I don't know how, they were across the map from one another. They're pretty durable. Let's see what happens if I drop one of these on them. Oh, they're immune. Okay. Alright, so now we have the final room with Kel-Garas and his little undead army. He himself is like a mummy warrior slash mummy lord. He'll summon his things, kill them first, and then go right for him. Oh, he was worth 37. That's more than most. I think if you don't kill him first, you don't get to kill them. I'm not going to take the Rod of Blight yet. The moment you do, the place starts to collapse. I want to loot first. Bam. So, you don't actually have to run. You can just stand there. The game will say, yeah, you flee, and then you'll crawl out of the rubble onto the surface. The guys were waiting in case anyone made it out. He says, go put it on the altar immediately, because just like a lich, Kel-Garas will rematerialize if you don't stop him soon. And then once he's dead permanently, the power that he's used to, like, hold all the water underground will break free. He will try to stop you from getting it on the altar. He'll appear and talk. Now here's the thing. He doesn't have a lot to say. He's really just stalling, trying to figure out a way to stay alive, because he knows what'll happen if that rod gets put on the altar. He'll offer to identify the crystal for you. Since he's Netherese, he'll immediately recognize it as a Netherese mythal and try to kill you to take it, knowing that it's even stronger than he currently is. It doesn't really matter what you say. He'll fight you either way. He'll summon up his skeletons. That's kind of like he'll just keep resurrecting himself. Bam. And now he's dead. So this is a little cleric thing that lets you do some neat divine things with it, but it's charges instead of uses per day, so I don't keep it. I think these guys are using vampire arrows, right? Yeah. And then he tells you that Catriona and the caravan can use the oasis for water anytime now, because I was with them. And then once you go outside, those big empty trenches have been replaced by a full oasis. And that's that. Ancient Netherese Lich Mummy gone. Actually, you know, I should probably wait.
It is a pleasure to speak.
Once we get to the last area.
Ah, you. I am sure one of.
Okay. I don't plan on doing a whole lot around here. They have one merchant in this Aoist colony town that I want to speak to. Because he might give me better prices than she does. I don't think you can explore enough of this map to auto-clear it either. It's sort of annoying. So there's a hobgoblin merchant out here, who's actually, I find him totally reasonable. I have no problem with him. And Garrick, the guy I was sent to meet, is recovering in the temple here. Okay, yeah, he's better for money. He's not excellent, but he is better. Oh, that's a lot of knuckles. I hate how many of them there are. And that they're all worth money, so I just have to take them. Sell that now. Alright, he has some pretty neat items too. This one, minus dexterity, but it's haste, and you can just earthquake people. That's expensive. That's super expensive, though. The gargoyle boots are always neat. Skin of the manticore. Oh, interesting. You can throw manticore spikes with that one. And then he has this thing, which is a sorcerer ring. Alright. Well, I don't plan on buying anything from him. He's got his own little quest thing. There's a couple other things to do around this place. And then there's some big old Nether East ruins to explore. So that's what we'll be dealing with in the next episode. I think this one went a little longer than I intended. I originally planned on splitting those into two things, but the Stinger Caves were just so short. I figured you might as well go deal with Kel-Garas. So probably one more episode, we'll be done with Chapter 2. We should be done with Shadows of Undrentide in a very timely manner. But that's all for this one. So thank you all for watching. I'll see you in the next one.